Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Reading to Fluency. I'm back today with another progress update, just to let you know what I've been doing this week and what kind of progress I have made. So things haven't changed a huge amount from last week. I still am a little rocky on things, as far as like just making sure I'm studying religiously on the days that I want, but I have changed up my schedule a little bit. I think I mentioned that last week, and so I was just kind of getting used to it. And so things are starting to level out, hopefully. But I did start to do a couple of different things. So first off, I didn't actually get to do any of my intensive reading of James y el Melocotón Gigante like I wanted to. I just ended up not having enough time to get to it. So that one just kind of didn't quite work out. But next week I should be able to get to that. But what I did discover and what I did start doing is that while I'm at work, I actually take, on my breaks and on my lunch, I've actually started doing one of two things. I will either watch Pokemon on Netflix, because I discovered that I can watch Pokemon on Netflix and not only watch it, but have the Spanish subtitles going. And the Spanish subtitles are closed captioned, they're not translated. And so it's actually showing you what the actual Spanish is rather than this, because usually the subtitles are what are translated from the English rather than being transcriptions of what they're saying in Spanish. Which I've always found weird, but at the same time, it's kind of how it has to work because it's not always, it doesn't always line up. But I discovered that they do have the closed caption, which is awesome. And so I started watching that, because I've watched that show numerous times as a kid, like numerous different times. And so I know pretty much everything that's going on, especially in the original Indigo League series. So on my breaks and lunch, I will either watch that, or what I've also started doing is I am playing Pokemon again on my 3DS in Spanish. I'm going through two versions right now. One is Omega Ruby, because I hadn't finished Omega Ruby. I'd finished Alpha Sapphire, but not Omega Ruby. And I also got Pokemon Crystal version on the 3DS. So the reason that I got this was because there's just, I don't remember what I was watching that made me think of it. And Crystal version was one of my favorites when I was a kid. It was one of the first ones that I had. I actually had Silver version and Crystal version before I had the original Blue version. The original American Blue version. So that one is one that I actually really, really like, and that's one of my favorites. And so something had reminded me of it, and I was like, I wonder if I can play that in Spanish. And actually, if you go into the eShop on the 3DS, and you search for just Pokemon, they actually have Pokemon Crystal in English, French, and Spanish on there. And the same with Gold and Silver. Also had the three versions on there. I don't remember if Red and Blue did, and Yellow. I didn't look at those because I already have those, and so I didn't. And I just wanted to play Crystal, so that's the only one that I looked at. So, but for the last few days I've been playing a lot of Pokemon in Spanish, which has actually started to teach me some new kind of interesting words. Like the word placaje, which is for tackle, and arañazo, which is scratch. So like just some of the names of the different attacks and different things. So it's just been kind of fun. On top of being able to recognize some of what they're saying, and I actually what I will do is I try to force myself to go and talk to every single person in town, and re-talk to the trainers after I've battled them, because they'll usually say something different after you've beaten them. And just making sure I'm reading everything that they say. One of the things I discovered I liked about Crystal version for this specifically over Omega Ruby is that in Omega Ruby, when you're talking to people sometimes, or when certain things are happening in a battle, sometimes it'll pop up on the screen. It'll say something along the lines of like, the enemy whisper fainted. Which, debayado, I think is what it was. I don't remember exactly. But it'll pop that up, and then it'll just go away. You don't get a chance to actually read the whole thing. It just pops up and then goes away. But with Pokemon Crystal, it doesn't do that. You have to physically hit the A button for every piece of text that goes by, which is something that I like better for this purpose. And so I've been playing a lot more Crystal in the last couple of days since I got it than I have Omega Ruby, just solely for that purpose. Plus, it's just, like I said, it's one of my favorites. It's one of the ones that I started with. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I know I've mentioned this a few times, but I do need to get back into doing the actual story learning method for Molly Richards. It's just been really, really difficult to motivate myself to do that, even with the other stuff that I've been doing, as far as reading and everything goes. So I'm going to try to get to do that, but I don't know, we'll see how it goes. It might be something that I just kind of do every once in a while as kind of a refresher almost, or just to make sure I've gotten the basics that he would be teaching and things like that. So we'll just kind of have to play that one by ear and see how it goes. So that's really it for this week. Like I said, hopefully for next week I will be able to have completely leveled things out, have my schedule more worked out, more solidified, so that I can actually get things moving along. I'm actually hoping to start reading in Japanese a little bit, just every once in a while. I have decided I'm not necessarily going to do it every day, just kind of as often as I can, because I still want my main focus to be Spanish. I don't want Japanese to distract from that too much. So we'll just kind of have to see how that goes once I start that up. But yeah, that is it for me for this week. So I hope that you all enjoyed this, and I hope that you will all join me again next week. Until then, I'll see you next time.